David Boyle, and I'm quitting alcohol. I've got a new subject that I'm interested in, military logistics. I'm so keen to learn about military logistics because I always thought for some reason you just invade a country. You just go, all right, we have 350 million people in this country. Let's throw maybe 200,000 at them. And they just throw people at the problem. But watching the Ukraine-Russia thing, you realize there's a lot more to it than that. There's a lot more to it than just saying, hey, send some people over there, get the work done. Like, I was looking at a big line of Russian tanks. There must have been like, I don't know, fucking, who gives a fuck, 100. And I was looking at them and I was like, that's a lot of fucking petrol there. Where the fuck are they filling up? And they had to get there as well. And those tanks guzzle the fucking fuel. It's fucking $2.20 a litre here at the moment, which is like $8 a gallon in the US. I think the US price just reached $4 or something, $4.20, and everyone's like, this is insane. Try $8 a fucking gallon. Anyway, I'm looking at these tanks and I'm like, where the fuck are they getting the fuel? Do they have to send fuel trucks with them? Because wouldn't they be stopping every 50 miles just to refuel? So you would have to send so many refueling fucking petrol tankers. And if you send in the petrol tankers, can't the enemy just shoot the fucking petrol tankers and blow the whole fucking shit up? So then I want to know, how many miles to the gallon do these fucking tanks get? And where the fuck do they fill up? Or do they just invade a petrol station as well? Just invade every petrol station along the way. But if you do that, wouldn't the enemy know just to fucking blow the petrol stations up? But I suppose that fucks them over too. So it's not as simple as I thought. I was always worried about China coming to Australia. I was like, they're 1.3 billion people over there. They can just send like 2 million people to Australia and just fucking run the joint. But recently I'm like, how do you get fucking 2 million Chinese people over to Australia? And if you're sending 2 million over, you can't just hide 2 million Chinese people. You're going to see them coming. So then you can bomb the fuck out of them on the way. And then you're left with like 1 million Chinese soldiers or some shit like that. I was saying people before. I'm not talking about just like people cruising over and you know they're coming, so bomb the fuck out of them. I mean, like if we were under military attack. But you also got to feed all these soldiers and shit like that too. And the soldiers shit. Where are they shitting? Are the Russians just dropping logs everywhere as well? And it's so fucking cold there at the moment that there'll be frozen logs too. People are probably spraining their ankles on these fucking logs. Because you're not taking portaloos or mobile toilets with you on the fucking mission, are you? You just got to dump anywhere you can. Maybe you don't need to dump in war as much. So I want to know where the soldiers are taking dumps, how that works. And I want to know where they sleep as well. Like, are there tents set up where there's some nice beds you can take a little nap on when you're not fighting? Because you would want well-rested, well-fed soldiers, wouldn't you? I'm starting to think I don't know a lot about war. And the other thing is, back to the China threat, the Chinese have like way more fighter jets than Australia. But the thing is, the fucking fighter jets can't fly all the way here. I don't know what their range is. That's why I want to get into military logistics. But I'm tipping if they try and fly to Australia, they're going to be falling a little bit short. They'll be falling into the middle of the fucking Pacific Ocean. It seems like a lot of hard fucking work to invade a country. And then once you're there, you got to continuously fucking fight. You don't just invade a country and just chill out. You fucking got to defend your position. What a fucking nightmare that would be. You're like, yeah, we won. And then you just spend the next 2 decades under constant attack. Fuck that. But what the Russia-Ukraine thing shows is like how hard it is, even for like a superpower of a country like Russia. Or let's call them a fucking mega power if they're not a superpower. Whatever you want to call them, they're a hell of a lot better off than the fucking Ukraine. Like, you would think that's going to be a walkover, but it's fucking hard work, and that's Russia over Ukraine. They're next door neighbors as well. It's not like they're flying overseas to fucking fight them or overtake them. It's just fucking cross a little bridge. And it's not like the Ukrainian people all have guns and shit as well. Well, they are getting supplied now with guns, but they did fight the first couple of weeks just with rocks and sticks and shit. and they still put up a pretty good fight. So Russia v Ukraine, that's like number 3 or 4 in the world versus you would think maybe top fucking 40. So you're talking like Nadal versus Feliciano Lopez. And you would think the way Nadal crushes Feliciano would be the way Russia would crush Ukraine. But war doesn't seem to be like tennis. They're two completely different things. One's a game with a racket and a ball, and you get to take shit breaks. And the other one's life and death, and I don't even know where they shit. I don't know where any of the soldiers shit. Is it like camping? So yeah, fucking Russia is having a hard time with fucking someone who's not even in the top 50. Imagine if that was like Nadal versus Djokovic. Like the US versus Russia, or China versus the US, or something like that. The fallout from that, Jesus Christ, how fucking hectic would that be? You just wouldn't be able to do it. Conventional war, you wouldn't be able to do it. No one would get a fucking square inch of anyone's territory. That's why the nukes get talked about, because they're like, well, we know we can't fucking make any inroads anywhere there, but we can fucking flatten the joint. But it also makes me think, how well would the military go against their own people as well? Like, if the population of the US just went, nah, we've had enough of all of it, we're overthrowing it, left and right joined together, everyone united against the common enemy, the government, politicians, big business, the elites, whoever the fuck, you know who. Could the military even beat their people? I doubt it, especially America. They have all the guns already. And also, if your army ever really turned against its people of any country, you would think there would be a few deserters, wouldn't you? Maybe not in the first few weeks. The first few weeks, they'd just be mowing down every cunt. And then they would start thinking about it like, is this ethical? Should we be just fucking massacring our own people? I feel a little bit uneasy about this. But that's what I'm interested in now. I want to know how armies move, the military move, how they get from point A to point B, what they take with them, how far they can travel, the logistics, military logistics. I don't even know where to start to look into that shit, but it's something that has piqued my interest lately, ever since I started thinking about where the Russian soldiers are taking shits. Anyway, this is probably the dumbest couple of minutes you've ever heard of. About war and what else did I talk about? No, just war. Anyway, that will do for tonight. If you're enjoying the podcast, give it a share around, and I'll see you the fuck later.